How are you?
Good. I'm trying to get this Instagram
I know.
live and going.
I
I
know.
see
Oh,
it. I
I can
see
see
it.
it. I can see it.
All right, I'm gonna hit it.
All right.
Oh my gosh, we're live on Instagram too. So exciting.
Nice, nice. Although I don't think it looks great on Instagram, guys. We're working on it here. Just give us some time. We're figuring it out.
Gotta
So,
do what we gotta do here.
all right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's Today in Travel. We talk about all things travel related. We're talking about Delta stuff today. We're talking about FAA. Lots of great things. Happy New Year. If you haven't had a chance to hear one of us say that, so hope 2024 is off to a great start. So let's dig in, guys. I'm Jason Poole. I'm a travel advisor and love talking about all things in the travel industry. And this is like the crazy time of year where everybody's talking about travel for 2024. Haley, I know you've talked a lot about travel, so introduce yourself and then we'll dig right in.
Yes, hello. My name is Haley. For those of you that are watching on Instagram, thanks for joining in today. This is our first connection with Instagram. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and you have one other, don't you, Jason?
To Twitch, but I don't use it much anymore. But yeah.
Okay, so my name is Haley. I own a hotel sales support company called Hospitality with a Flair. I am a travel blogger and writer, been in the industry for over 16 years and just love talking travel. So if you are new here, especially to our Instagram folks, hello, Jane, everybody else. If you have a question, leave it down there. We'll do our best to get to it, but we kind of stream through the news first and then kind of get a little Q&A, and we're here every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's get started with the first and probably biggest piece of news. And if you've been living under a rock, I don't know how you've missed this, but Jason, take it away.
Wow. So I assume everyone's seen that video of that Alaskan Airlines flight where the door just blew off in the flight, emergency
I
landing.
thought it was fake.
I do too. Like it was wild. It was wild. So luckily nobody was seriously injured, which is fantastic. I haven't heard an iPhone survived. It got sucked out. They found the iPhone. It survived. So no iPhone fatalities. That's fantastic.
I need to know the case, but
Right.
okay.
But because of that, obviously the FAA is grounded all of the 737 Max planes, and they're ordering a review of them. And I keep hearing like that plane had some warnings. Again, not here to offer. There's not a lot of commentary we can offer. But what is interesting is worth discussing is the number of flights that keep getting canceled, and so it's been over 700 flights. Different airlines rely on this plane more than others. So, I mean, not a lot to add here, Haley, other than if you're flying soon, keep an eye on your flight schedule and you maybe see what kind of plane you were doing. There's really not a whole lot to for me to add
I
here.
mean, I think the biggest lesson that you learn there is keep your seatbelt on. Like,
That is true.
I mean, I've been guilty of it. It's like, I'm kind of like, I want to get comfortable, a little slouchy. Keep your seatbelt on. And if you're a plus size traveler like myself, ask for the extender. Your safety's worth it. Just just get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no, definitely keep your seatbelt on. That I guess that's couldn't have said it better. So, all right, well, let's move on to so
This is a hard one to discuss, I think.
it is so traveling as a single passenger has always been a expensive endeavor. Minus flights, of course. But when you book like a hotel room, when you book a cruise, more often than not, you are paying for two people. So it's called the solo supplement. So if Haley and her husband book a room on a cruise or a hotel, and I book it as a single, I'm paying the same price they are, minus like $100 in taxes, typically. Okay? Sometimes there are cruise lines that will offer some solo discounts. There are some cruise lines that will have solo rooms. We know like Norwegian has this, and Celebrity has this, Royal Caribbean has this. It's kind of this new thing. Oh, you made me small, Haley.
I know I'm playing around because I was looking at what it looks like on
Oh,
Instagram.
okay, okay, okay.
It's our
Anyways,
first time.
so there's this it's just kind of accepted that you pay for two people. Okay. And luckily, a lot of lines like Explorer Journeys, Regent, Ama Waterways, they're coming out and saying, you know what, we don't think that's fair. We don't think you should have to pay for two people. We're going to actually give you a bit of a break, and you don't have to pay for two people. You have to pay for one and then a little bit more of the second one to kind of make up for another person not being there, which is very consumer friendly. But you've always been able to just pay for two people. Okay. Well, with celebrities' new promotions that they're running, um, Haley, can you? We got to go back. Go
I know.
back.
I'm trying to.
Okay, there we go. Let's like. So with celebrities' new promotions that just came out, they are actually charging single passengers more than double. Okay, so a single passenger is paying more than two people in a room, and I talked to celebrity about this, and they just kept saying the new promotion's not combinable with single rates, and I kept saying I don't really need a single rate. I just want to pay for two people. So yesterday, Forbes posted an article about this, and it got the attention, and I don't really know what to say. I mean, I have heard a work is in the fix. A fix is in the works. I mean, and there is an easy workaround, which makes this so annoying, Haley. There's an easy workaround. You book it as a double, and the second person doesn't show up. It's easy. So I I I don't know what to say other than like I just can't even begin to understand why they're doing this when there's an easy workaround. So I will stop ranting.
I have thoughts, and I think it's hard sometimes when you're so in it, and obviously you book a lot of clients, and the experience overall is very positive in what they have to offer. But I have this growing concern, and it's kind of pulled me away from the Royal Caribbean group as a whole, where it just feels very money grab. And I know that there is the theory, like obviously solos pay double because normally you have two people in that room. Um, but I really feel like it's the only facet of the industry where you see somebody getting away with charging more than double. Like I don't understand the practice behind that. Like, yes, when you have two people in a room, they might be spending more money in the gift shops at the spa. But at the same time, when you only have one person in the room, the cost to operate and maintain the room is less. So I kind of struggle with that because you don't see it in all inclusives, which is probably the closest um, comparison that you can draw. But I think I guess I'd love to know the statistics on how many solo travelers they're actually getting and how much this is actually
Right.
affecting
Well,
or
and also
like it just feels like another greedy thing by Royal Caribbean
I,
Group.
so I get the argument of, well, one person doesn't spend as much on board as two people. It's like, well, okay, fine, but one person also eats and drinks less food and alcohol. So they're consuming less things. They're taking up fewer chairs, they're taking up fewer seats in the theater, they're drinking fewer martinis in the martini. But you know what I mean? Like I just
Exactly, they're consuming less, and at the normal thought of paying double minus the taxes, they're paying more to consume less.
I know. And look, as a
That's where I
single,
get really confused, and I think this is kind of it's been going on for a while, and it's kind of a very tasteless bottom line grab.
I'm hoping for a fix. I was looking at some stuff today, and it still hasn't been fixed. I was looking at an Alaskan cruise, a Sky Suite for two in Alaska on the edge. This number was like 6,000 something for two people. A solo was like eight. It's like
And Jay goes, "Yeah, amen. They can make less towel animals too."
Yeah, I don't know. I could rant about this for a while, but we are going to move
We could
on.
do a TED talk on this for a while. Let's
I
be
know we
honest.
really could. So this is interesting. So I haven't seen a Delta status match in a long time, if ever. So they're clearly doing something. So a little behind the curtains. I purposefully did not stretch to hit diamond status last year for this year. I was going to hit platinum, fine with platinum, do some rollover stuff. I checked my Delta app and they pushed me over. A good friend of mine was silver, close to gold, didn't care to push it. Checked his app, he's gold. Now Delta's doing this status match thing, trying to bring over some people from competing airlines that have high status and doing a status match thing. What is going on at Delta?
Do we want my actual opinion on this one?
Yeah,
I I think this is just to try to lure high spenders because of the way that they've overhauled their program. I think that's purely what it is. Like maybe you have somebody that, is paying that dollar on American United, maybe wants something a little bit more premium feel. And we say that very loosely because there's not a real whole lot of
right.
degree of difference. I think you just solved the problem by fixing like some of the terrible changes you made with your top tier credit card.
Yep.
I mean, the fact that I'm going to be coming up on my renewal in May for my reserve, and I'm going to be downgrading that card. That's, a $600 annual fee because I'm not going to spend money on a card that converts at a 10-to-1 ratio.
I agree.
I think that's just crazy. And I think it's a little behind the eight ball, and the status match is an afterthought.
I do too. I was just surprised to see it. So,
It's
um,
weird based on everything else that they've done. Like
I know.
it's weird. It doesn't make sense.
I agree. I'm shocked, but they clearly are feeling the pressure from people. Look, I'm sure they can run metrics on new bookings per day, per week, per month. Like, and hey, we aren't seeing as many people booking us, and I mean, because they've made some errors. So, um, yeah. So, all right. Next is my favorite topic.
Your absolute favorite topic in the world.
It was. So this is kind of neat, and I'll kind of just I'll kind of briefly talk about it. Then Haley, you're going to dig in and tell us why this matters. What's the big deal about this? Okay. So now, if you are a Disney Plus subscriber, you can now eat at Walt Disney World for free. A few caveats: it has to be a non-discounted 4-night, full day, 4-day Walt Disney Travel Company vacation package that includes hotel accommodations and theme park tickets with a park hopper option. Those eligible receive a Disney dining plan for free for their entire party.
So Disney has a ton of deals out right now. Primarily highlighting their summertime season, which is slow season because nobody likes to go to Disney
Oh,
when
it's interesting because it's for
when
July
it's hot.
1 through September 30th.
Yes,
Okay.
so nobody likes
Okay.
to go when it's hot. Um, so there's free dining if you're a Disney Plus subscriber. There's resorts up to 35% off. There's also some Florida resident deals. This is really great to be had. So the Disney dining plan, at face value, when you're looking at a family, like, oh, it's not quite 3 meals. There's snacks and stuff, but there's so many things. Disney Food Blog, I'm going to give them a little shout here. Has a really great system on. They show you like things that you can get for a snack that are literally like a meal. It ends up being so much food, and it's kind of nice where you can combine that, and you can also purchase these, of course, but it gives you that all-inclusive price. Like once you pay for your vacation, it's done. It's done. It's paid for. And like I said, Disney Food Blog has a lot of great guides to show you how you can maximize the value of your snack credits, your meals, etc. Which is really neat. So if you are interested in going, this is a great time to go because that's a really great value because food and drink can get very expensive in the parks.
It can. Absolutely. So, the last thing I kind of want to talk about, I found this interesting article about 2024 travel trends. There's a bunch of them. We won't talk about them all, but we'll just kind of talk a few that I thought were interesting. One of them is called surprise travel. And I'll be honest, I've kind of done this for a while. What is surprise travel? You book a trip, you go somewhere, and you plan nothing. Plan nothing. You just kind of wing it. You figure out what you're going to do, and it makes it enjoyable. I've done this. I remember I was on a cruise last summer, and we docked, I think in Villafrance in the Med. And I remember
That's right,
literally,
Marseille. Or were you Marseille?
I think the ship actually docked in. It doesn't matter. It was somewhere right around there. I think
Somewhere
it actually docked in. No, it was
Riviera.
Villafrance. But we remember we took the train and we were in Marseille and had to take the taxi back. Yeah. So Villafrance. I remember literally texting Haley the night before. What do you think I should do tomorrow? And she was like, "You should go to Monaco." Great day. Like it was awesome. I didn't over plan. It was easy. Hop on a train. It was easy. So apparently that's becoming a bit more of a trend of people to not over plan.
I can see that being a trend, a bit of a trend, because oddly enough, my husband has stepped up a bit more in helping plan trips, because I didn't realize, not that I had it planned to a T, like at 8 a.m. we're doing this, at 9 a.m. we're doing this, but that can be exhausting in itself. And especially if you're planning to go to a fairly modern destination, you can pick up stuff as you go. I think the only thing that I think I'll put an asterisk on for that is, don't do this during the summer in like high pop, like
Oh yeah, don't go to Venice and think you'll wing it, or Athens and think you're just gonna wing it when it's July.
like, I mean, even in Rome, when I partner with Greyline and Crowning Tours, and the Vatican Museum tickets sell out, the Colosseum tickets sell out.
Yep.
So don't do this during a peak season.
Don't do it. Okay. Next one is something Haley and I have talked about for years: the death of the cookie cutter. Or we're still on the travel trends.
Oh,
The
sorry.
death the death of cookie cutter vacations. So people are just note more and more. I'm noticing this too in my business, that people are wanting something different. They're wanting more than just like the 7 night Caribbean cruise that they've done 50 times. So we're seeing the rise of different people wanting something different, and that's what Haley and I've discussed on the show for years,
Many times.
a million times. And look, I'm even guilty of this now. Like speaking of the Med, like I've been a lot. It's like okay, I have to like stop making the Med my cookie cutter experience. I've done it so many times. This next one, Haley, you did this last year. Music tourism. So hotels and airlines have noticed there's a huge trend. I'm sorry, a huge increase in search results and bookings with Beyonce's tour, Taylor Swift's tour, and we're starting to notice that that is going to continue being a trend of people traveling to go to music concerts.
I mean, I remember when Taylor introduced her international dates, and all these people in the US that have never traveled abroad all of a sudden are going to travel abroad.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I had friends who were like, "I need to get a passport because I want to try to go see her in London." I was like, "You never like you're going." For, I was like, "Okay,
Okay.
if that's what it takes to get you across the pond, let's do it. Let's do it." This is something else I think is interesting. So I've been asking my clients for a long time. So clients that will come to me and they don't really know what they want, and they want me to help come up with ideas and some inspirations. Um, so the article that I read talked about a trend is like traveling with a sense of purpose. And that is something that I've been asking people for a while when they travel. And I would encourage people to figure out, why are they traveling? Are they traveling for relaxation? Are they traveling to kind of let loose and get wild with friends? Are they traveling for food? Are they traveling for cultural experiences? Like, why are you spending thousands of dollars? And so I think that's kind of a growing trend. I've been asking clients that for a while, and so that way I can kind of um, better, curate an experience for them. And the last thing is the travel trends are people trying to avoid the over touristy areas like we just talked about. I mean, I'm going to Athens this year, but the Athens, the
Athens, Rome, Paris, London, Barcelona.
just the places that are just oversaturated. And if you're doing it, it wasn't this article, but another article I read talked about peak season. I'm sorry, shoulder season is becoming peak season. And Haley just put a reel on Instagram all about like you're a shoulder season kind of person. So,
I'm an off-season, shoulder season kind of
so
person for a
what
lot
does
of people.
shoulder season mean?
Shoulder season is literally that in between I don't want to say off, but I'll take Rome for example. Rome's going to be my example. Um, you can travel to Rome usually in December. Christmas gets a little caveat around Rome and stuff, but December through March for dirt cheap, like dirt cheap. But then, the caveat to that is the weather.
It's cold.
It's colder. I mean, not as cold as people would think here, but it's cooler. But then there is this season around April through mid to late May, and also, like November, where the weather's beautiful, like not hot. It's a little busier, but it's kind of that perfect blend between still getting some cost savings with the benefits of the weather and the environment of peak season. Um, I'm a huge fan now that I've pretty much been to Europe now in every season. And I will tell you, summer was my absolute least favorite season to be in Europe. Like it was so hot. It was so busy. It was so expensive. So I kind of, I mean, I guess if you're doing a beach thing, that's a little different, but I love shoulder season. That was my first trip to Italy was during shoulder season. It was April.
Alex, unless you want to go for that summer, our mutual friend Dominic, he's watching on my Facebook. He talked about summer. I mean, we went to Greece in summer in the Med. We had a great time, but we went for that summer vacay vibe. That's what we.
Yeah, it's like it's beach, like that summer beach party.
That's what we wanted to, right? I mean, what did I say? Is it even summer if you don't spend summers in the Med? But to your point, it was really freaking hot. It was
It's really hot, but like, if I were planning that like Rome, Florence, Venice, Paris trip during.
right. No, I agree. So this goes back to I would say what we were talking about. Why are you going? I want
That's
to
what you're trying
go.
to figure out
I
is
want.
your why.
I want to go island hop in Greece and put my feet in the sand and see all the blue water. It's like, well, then you need to go in July or June. Like,
But you could also save a little bit of money there and go in September after kids go back to school.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's still pretty warm.
So I've been to Greece in early October, and it was kind of cool at night. Like when the
Was
sun went
it?
down. Like, I mean, when the sun went down, it was like it was a little cool. So we are running long. Haley, we have a tip that you taught me today. So what is
Yes, and
this?
I'm gonna try to do it slightly here with my camera.
Okay.
So if you have the Delta app, and anybody can have this Delta app, this is not just a, platinum medallion kind of thing. So when you're in your Delta app, looks like this. You're going to go to your more section.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get to more, you're going to click explore destinations. It's going to take a second to load up because we're doing the partial browser here. You're going to hit the menu icon again, the little three dots. Go down to travel info. And you can select flight deals. So
Nice.
once this loads up, you can go down like, this is kind of for those people that are like, I want to travel. I don't have, to worry about kids. I have unlimited PTO, or I can be pretty flexible with PTO. You put in your origin, you can just select a region. So if you're looking for Europe, I put in Rochester, Europe. You can show in miles or money, and it pulls up itineraries where there's deals for different parts
That's
of.
amazing.
So make sure you check that
I did
out.
not know that was in there. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week, and we're going to try to work on this Instagram thing. We'll do better next week, I promise. So,
Yes, we will. We will. We promise.
yeah,
It's a little quirky in here when you're trying to connect all
I
the
know.
different
I know. Well, guys,
channels. So,
thank you so much, and have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
all right, bye guys.
Bye.